Before we talk about the bill itself, I imagine that moment, the moment that you were forced to hide under the kitchen table, lives with you every day.
Yes, it's something that stayed with our family for 31 years now, and the campaign that followed has gathered momentum. It's shone a light into a very dark period of our history here in Belfast and beyond, that resulted not just in the murder of my father, but many others. And our campaign for an inquiry continues.
Now, people will understand your campaign for justice, which, as you say, goes on, but they may also understand the government, with the broad support of the Labour Party, although they've got some criticisms of this bill, saying, look, in order to deal with crime, in order to deal with sexual abuse, in order to deal with many of the things that will alarm your own constituents as a Member of Parliament, it is necessary sometimes to use undercover agents.
I think that's asking the wrong question, with respect. I think what alarms the majority of people about this bill is how far it goes. It doesn't place any prohibition on sexual crime, on torture, and it places no prohibition on murder. What essentially it's trying to do is provide legal immunity for the worst cases of criminality that people can imagine. And cases such as ours, the murder of my father, the murder of a lawyer in front of his family, would receive no judicial oversight, would receive no journalistic oversight, would have no mechanism by which people are held to account, because it is in effect legalising what the Prime Minister, David Cameron, described as shocking levels of collusion, what the British government have previously described as one of the darkest periods in our history. But there is still the European Convention on Human Rights. There is still the Human Rights Act. Would that not give a potential legal route in the extreme sort of case that you're referring to? No, because the government has already made it very clear that the Human Rights Act wouldn't apply. So essentially it rides both horses. What it wants to do is to seek the power to authorise agents to commit the criminality that I have just described, but it doesn't want the responsibility that comes with that. The government has made its position very clear that it would not be responsible for the actions of agents, and the Human Rights Act would not apply.
I understand why for you the questions of what happened 30 years ago are extremely powerful and very live. But isn't it a mistake to make law for future threats on the basis of the brutality, appalling brutality, let's be honest, from both sides, including some who are active in Sinn Féin to this day? Isn't it a mistake to make law on that basis?
I'm not sure if I understand the question. I think that the danger of this bill is that what you are essentially doing is passing on the power of self-regulation to agencies that have proven time and time again that they are just not capable of having such a power, whether it's the security services, whether it's the MOD, or whether it's the police here. They are not capable of exercising that responsibility, and it almost asks a question that there is a premise of responsibility and moderation. That's simply not the case. Whether you're looking at the conflict here or whether you're looking at the spy cop scandal in England, that simply did not happen, and that's why this bill is so dangerous.
John Finucane, thanks for joining us.